Hi, I'm Brian.
And I'm Bruce.
And this is our new podcast, blog. It's called Just Beneath the Surface.
Just Beneath the Surface.
What are we going to talk about here,
Nothing.
Bruce?
I'm just going to repeat whatever you say.
Exactly. Why don't you give the audience a reason why they should watch? Otherwise, they're going to hit click.
Because we're going to be entertaining.
How so?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm going to figure that out as we go along. But what we first want to get to is why Just Beneath the Surface.
And I think we both have our own interpretations of that, but why don't you start? What does it mean to you?
It means to me, we almost forgot.
Yeah?
This broadcast, Just Beneath the Surface, is in honor of Rod Serling's The Twilight Zone. How could we forget that?
It will heavily influence this podcast as we blog.
This book, next to the book, well, I shouldn't say next to the book. This book is the one. Here.
He in no way wrote that book or had anything to do with it.
But it's a great book if you love The Twilight Zone. But the Just Beneath the Surface is based a lot on the Twilight Zone episodes and what they represent and what they mean to each one of us, and possibly how they may still apply, or I believe they still apply today. And Just Beneath the Surface to me means sometimes, since I'm sometimes a pessimist or misanthrope, or sometimes some of the stuff we get embarrassed about, we don't want to talk about, we don't want to be confrontational. That's why it's just beneath the surface. Mm-hmm. It's sort of like when you go to a party. You've been to a party, right?
Not in a long time.
You should go to a party. But you go to a party, right? All these people. And you see a party, maybe like our producer, Marcus, right there. Mm-hmm. And you can't stand Mark. You can't stand, he's like, but you walk in and you go, Mark! I'd love to see you. Give him a big hug and a handshake. Love to see you. 2 seconds later.
To his credit, he married well.
Well, that's true. Yeah. But you're throwing me off my game here because I'm forgetting what I'm saying.
Right.
What am I saying?
That's the point.
Okay.
Well, we like Mark.
So after you say, Mark, I love you. Oh, it's nice to see you. Long time. 2 seconds later, you're over in the corner talking to you, my another friend. I'm going, that jerk. Well, I'm not going to go political. But that guy. And so that's like what we mean by just below the surface. That we don't let
just beneath the surface. You've got to get the name of the podcast right if people are going to watch it every
beneath
day. You said
the
below.
Surface. Did I say below?
You did.
Okay, we'll reel that back. No, I said beneath.
You said below.
What was that
Everybody
show beneath?
Write in the comments section what he said.
20 leagues below the surface. Underneath the surface.
We don't even know the name of our own podcast.
What's the one with the journey to the center of the earth?
H.G. Wells.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's what just beneath the surface means to me.
Let me tell you what it means to me.
But
I have my own interpretation of the title.
I guess I'm done.
You are done. You were done 5 minutes ago.
I tried.
It's about...
Did I try?
You did. You did a very good job. On any given day, I'll ask you, Bruce, how was your day? And what are you going to say to me?
Yeah, pretty crappy.
Well,
no. I'm going to say it's great.
You're going to be.
I'm fine.
That's exactly what 99% of the population is going to say.
I'm good.
I'm good.
Couldn't be better.
But that's not the truth.
I'm not 6 feet under.
You've right now.
Check out his blog.
You've got 3 or 4 things in the back of your mind that you're thinking about right now that are not fine, that you're worried about. I was telling you earlier.
That is true.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking about one person that has tried to take his shirt off, do this, stand straight, don't get out of camera, do this kind of stuff. That's what I'm thinking about right now. And that is one thing that is not just beneath the surface.
Is it below the surface?
Well, you said the word below, so I'm not going there. So go ahead.
Look, the audience doesn't know who you're talking about, but that's our
producer, Mark.
Yes, who is very professional at what he's doing.
He is.
But for me, just beneath the surface, let's get it
You're not going to forget that, huh? At least you didn't do one of these things. Remember you did that just beneath the surface?
We're going to end every episode, and I'm here at just beneath, and you'll say below.
Okay.
But for me, it means I ask you, how are you doing? And you say, I'm fine.
Fine.
Like right now.
I'm fine. Really, I am.
I was telling you this earlier. You asked me when I came up here today. I drove 40 miles to be here today.
Brian, how you doing?
I'm fine.
I know you're not.
But the thing that's bugging me, that's just beneath the surface, is the fact that all week I'm sitting at home, doing my job, minding my own business, when I could have taken care of any
teleworking, supposedly, because of COVID-19. Supposedly, but go ahead.
Do you remember that was cured 5 years ago? Remember that? This is evergreen. So.
That's only to certain people they think it's cured.
Yeah.
But we're not going to go there. Why?
No.
Why aren't we going to go there?
Because this show is evergreen.
Because we're going to be happy on this one.
We're going to be happy.
We're going to be happy. But go ahead.
So today, as I'm starting to
I'm amazed you can remember what you were saying.
Doing this drive of 40 miles to get here to be a part of this podcast.
Right.
This morning, that's when my car's check engine light decided to come on. Didn't
First
come on
time.
any time during this week when I could have been home, could have taken care of it. So now as we're here doing this and we're having fun, in the back of my mind, I'm figuring out, oh God, how much is this going to cost me? What's the
You're having fun.
Am I going to have to buy a new car? So on the surface, I've told you I'm fine, but that's one of many worries that I actually have back. So just beneath the surface to me is getting to the people's real truth. When you ask them how are they doing, what is it that's really going on? What are they really thinking about? What are they not telling us? That's just beneath the surface to me.
And believe me, knowing Brian as well as I do, having his check engine light on is one of his least worries. He has quite a few, and maybe he'll go into some of those later in a podcast, and we can kind of resolve them here all together.
And that's what we're going to do over the course of this series. Yes, we're going to explore common issues that we have, problems, issues in society that we can make comments on.
Yes, we're going to do it.
With a heavily influenced by the Twilight Zone, some analysis of how they relate to current situations going on in the world today.
Yes, my friend. And I got 2 words.
Yeah.
Native American Indians.
Okay.
Oh, that's 3. Whatever. But anyway, that's all I'm going to say for right now.
Something else we're going to talk about is our love of pop culture.
I love Native American Indians.
Our love of pop culture and many conventions we've been to and celebrities we've met over the years. As a matter of fact, a convention I was at last year, I met the late actor Wilford Brimley, God rest his soul. He just recently passed.
You know, you shouldn't do that if you're not in a church.
No, I shouldn't?
No.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's like sacrilegious, isn't it?
I saw Jerry Falwell.
Did you hear something?
No.
Oh, I thought it was God.
So,
thank you.
Anyway, so I met Wilford Brimley, the late actor, and a lot of you people watching this won't remember this because you're too young. But back in the 80s, he used to do these commercials for oatmeal.
Right. He did the movie The Firm.
Quaker Oats.
Did the movie 1982, The Thing.
Mm-hmm. But I remember...
A great movie. John Carpenter.
I remember him as...
To me, it's a great movie.
I remember him as the Quaker Oats guy, and I only recently saw The Thing for the first time. And
did you like it?
No, I didn't, unfortunately.
You didn't?
I sat
Hold
through
it. That's the first time you've ever said that.
I sat through it just so I would have...
The 1982 version with Kurt Russell?
Kurt Russell.
Why didn't you like it?
It was a little too gory for my taste.
Too gory?
And I had it figured out in 5 minutes that...
okay, who got infected first?
The dog.
No, the dog was already infected from the Norwegian camp.
Right.
Who got infected at the U.S. camp first?
That I don't remember.
See?
I only watched it the one time.
Reel it back about my below beneath. He just said, Brian, my good friend here, just said, what? You knew everything was going to happen, but now you just admitted you did it.
At the time I did, but this is 6 or 7 months removed from it, and I've had about 150 beers since then. So the memory's not all there.
That is good.
But
I'll give you that, and I will correct myself and something we always say, like, you know, you get a movie and you say, like, say, any movie I can pick out of the year, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And someone might say, that's a great movie. You'll love it. No. Don't say... Everybody likes different things, so you may not. I love The Thing, 1982. I like the remake in 2011. Brian doesn't. And that's each to their own, although he's wrong. So
Wilford Brimley was the pitch man for Quaker Oats, and I took advantage of the situation. I picked up a box of Quaker Oats right here, and I had Mr. Brimley sign the back of it. This is my devotion to pop culture and to memorabilia. I had him sign that, and I was the only one there that day. Everybody else was getting like 8x10s.
Right, they usually give about 8x10 photo glossies and all that sort of stuff. But the one thing on that, it might have been a little better had it been the old-fashioned. Because in the commercial, he shows an old-fashioned thing. But that's okay. Wilford Brimley, it's going to be for sale soon. So,
as he used to
you
say,
enthusiasts out there for Mr. Brimley.
It's the right thing to do and the tasty way to do it. Thank you, Mr. Brimley. God rest his peace. And one day, as soon as he's buried, I will find his grave.
What do you mean as soon as he's buried?
He's probably buried by now, but I don't know where. That's another thing.
How long ago did he die?
2 weeks. He's probably in the ground by now.
Okay.
Yeah. What did I do? 2 weeks ago, I went to the grave of Regis Philbin less than 5 days after he was planted.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's, I think, the fastest one that I've ever
in most zombie movies, those are the type of people that come back to life. The recently dead, as in the 2000 The Dead Don't Die. See, I got that plug-in still.
Yeah.
Or whatever. That's who comes in.
Well, kids, if you're ever at Notre Dame University and you happen to be walking through the cemetery there, look for Regis. He's buried in, I think, section 13.
And look for Rudy, too.
Look for Rudy.
It's a great movie. I think it's John Williams does the score for that. Where's my voice in the back? She would know. But in any event, that's a great movie. But we've been to other Monster Manias, seen a bunch of them, and we're going to talk about some of those, but we're going to, again, try to keep relating these back to just beneath the surface.
Hello. But in a fun way. It's fun.
And Rod Serling's The Twilight Zone.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to also talk about some of the Monster Manias. We're going to do some road trips, maybe.
Road trips, yes.
Might even, if our producer can get his act together, which he's very good, but maybe do some skits. Some sort of like takes on certain things, on some commercials maybe, or stuff like that may be a little deceptive or whatever. But I mean, we love going to sci-fi and horror conventions.
Love watching them.
What do you mean watching them?
I'm watching sci-fi movies.
Oh!
Yeah.
Very good!
Yes.
Now that you say that, next time you see us in the background, what will we have?
Yeah.
What some of our favorite movies, which are, as we can tell, I'm going to save yours for last.
Okay.
Because that's the one we want to talk about. We're heavily influenced by sci-fi movies. Now, these are all old movies. The Thing, which is the real, which we just talked about, but this is the original, 51, James Arness as the monster. And it wasn't necessarily the same thing as the 1982 version as Carpenter. Carpenter's version, where somebody actually takes over your body, was more true to, I think it's based on a 1934 novel called Who Goes There, whatever, about something taking over your body, and Brian is no longer Brian, which I do believe in. I do believe happens. And I believe it, but that's a whole nother podcast, or whatever.
I kind of like the concept of someone taking over your body.
You would like that. And speaking of that, we have The Blob, which is a great movie, Steve McQueen.
Let me just roll that back real quick. The Thing, is he a member of the Fantastic Four?
No. That's the Fantastic Four was the stretchy guy.
The stretchy guy. The Invisible Woman.
Invisible Woman.
Mr.
The Torch.
Fantastic, which was my nickname in college.
Right.
And
it was also Smallville. But go ahead.
And The Thing. He's a member of the Fantastic Four. Right. It's a different thing, though.
It's a different thing. Mm-hmm. It sounds like a song or a band. But The Blob, Steve McQueen, just go through these.
That was my girlfriend in college.
That's right. This is one, The Brain That Wouldn't Die, which is the opposite of Brian. The brain that would die. Right here, my friends. Speaking to you with no brain. Like The Scarecrow, which is another great movie. But this is a good movie.
Was this the sequel to The Saved Hitler's Brain?
No.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right.
You can tell where all these are coming from. 50s and 60s sci-fi. Which
I never heard of any of these.
Invaders from Mars. Well, anybody out there who loves 50s and 60s.
Okay, wait.
Invaders from Mars is great. They did a remake of this later on, like 20 years later or something. But this is the best, better version.
And I have to tell you, going back, the remake you mentioned, the 1984 version, a good friend of mine was in that. Karen Black, the actress, her son, Hunter Carson. Right. Was in that movie, and Hunter Carson.
Really?
A little piece of trivia. If you've ever watched Married with Children, he played Bud Bundy in the pilot episode.
That guy?
He did. Hunter Carson. And they fired him.
I can't remember him.
And they replaced him with David Faustino. But yeah, that's a great remake.
No, it wasn't a great remake. Now this poster is a great one. It's a B movie, which is most people might think is terrible, but it's great to watch. But just to let you know, since someone here, like myself, I saw original movie posters on eBay. This poster, show the people. My friend.
Oh, yeah.
This poster, a one sheet, which is 27 by 41, goes for $15,000. Okay, it's going in his pile. But again, this is just show heavily influenced by sci-fi, horror, War of the Worlds, a classic, or whatever, Klaatu. No.
Klaatu Barada Nikto. No, you're thinking of...
that's the Day the Earth
Stood Still, yeah.
This is the other one. Okay, This is a good one. I should know these. And of course, Creature from the Black Lagoon.
Oh, which fantastic. We met him. You weren't there, but that was last year at the Hunt Valley show. No, he's the Ricardo... What's his name?
Hold on a second here, folks. Just Beneath the Surface has taken a small time out.
Okay, who played the creature? Look it up and write it in the comment section.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, Creature of the Black Lagoon, great story, great movie, and of course, Motel Hell.
It takes all kinds of critters to make Farmer Vincent's fritters.
I was supposed to say the second part.
What's the second part?
I forget. You said it.
Oh.
But anyway, this is a great movie. Rory Calhoun. Whatever.
Yep.
The postal guy from Cheers.
Cliff Clavin.
Cliff Clavin's in this movie.
Yes, he is.
And if you like horror, it's shocking type. It's sort of like a downed version of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which is really brutal. You know, but Toby Hunter. I don't know. Toby.
Don't forget who plays the sheriff. The sheriff is Paul.
In this?
Yeah. Paul Link from Chips, that 1970s
Paul
cop
Link
show.
from Chips.
He was one of the partners of Ponch and John. Okay, a little.
Wow, you got me on that one.
Yep, he was Farmer Vincent's brother.
Good Lord. But anyway, this is a great movie. You should see it. But that just shows some of this is coming from sci-fi and horror. But we're also possibly maybe going to some serious issues. Something that also beneath the surface. Oh, just beneath the surface.
Just below the
I know
surface.
these things. Or whatever. And we're going to be talking about those type of things. And hopefully you'll tune in and we'll have a good time. But again, heavy on Rod Serling, The Twilight Zone, which we both agree are great.
Yes.
And just a quick thing, going back to the very first thing, how we came up with this. One of his episodes called The Shelter. Do you remember that?
Yes, I do. That shows man's inner core.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. It does. And I know how everybody says, you know how you like when you're on the road and people are cutting you off and all? Everybody else is the total. But you aren't. You're never the. But in The Shelter, the thing is, if you've seen The Twilight Zone, you know, everything's going well and everything's fine. And all of a sudden they hear it say, well, the spaceships are coming down, a nuclear attack. And all of a sudden, all these four couples, only one person had spent the time to build a shelter that could withstand. And all of a sudden, the other three couples start going, hey, I want to be in the shelter too. And they start to break down the shelter. And all of a sudden, they turn on everybody. And they turn on this guy. And although it's supposed to be a shelter for nuclear attack, they can break it down which is, listen, I can go through, honestly, this is just beneath the surface. I can go through any movie, great or bad, or Casablanca, whatever, Once Upon a Time, The Thing, and you can always pick out something that's no way.
Right.
It's like in The Shelter, breaking down the thing. But at the end, they say that was them just beneath the surface. And then they came on at the end after they break down the shelter, and they say there's no attack.
Right.
And all the other couples that were yelling at each other and saying you're a foreigner and you're this and my kids deserve to live more than you. They all go, oh, there's no attack. Well, now we can all be friends again. And the guy that his shelter was killed, he goes, I don't know about that. Because even though the bomb didn't kill us, the nuclear, maybe the damage has already been done. And that's sort of just beneath the surface. And when you think about it, it's to me, it's not embarrassing. It's like, what do I want to say? It's like, it's unnerving. It's like stuff which we never want to talk to other people about. Right. You never want to. And that's what something I think or I believe Serling did so well in many episodes because probably unlike us, my friend, he was entertaining. I believe he was good, but he also a social impact. I mean, who can do a TV show to say, "Hey, I'm going to crawl over my neighbor and shoot him to death and his family just to get the last roll of toilet paper"?
We haven't seen that lately.
What?
Nobody's seen that.
What?
Go on.
Toilet paper?
Yes.
What are you saying?
Nobody would hurt anybody else for a roll of toilet paper. That's unheard of.
Oh, that's right. What am I saying? That would never happen. Okay.
So it's going to be fun. We're going to talk about a lot of things, and I think it's a good point here. We have a couple of fortune cookies here, and we were going to open them live during the show to kind of get an idea. What does the future hold for Just Beneath the Surface?
Now, this is like the thing about being...
You want to go first?
No, but I'm talking bad luck.
Bad luck?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's open them up here. Drum roll, please.
Okay, producer, where's our drum roll? Right.
What does the future hold for Just Beneath the Surface? Let me see what we got here.
And it is Just Beneath the Surface with Brian and Bruce.
So here's what the future holds. 88, 20, 92...
Read the other side.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay.
I'm wearing my glasses. I shouldn't be wearing. Go ahead.
The only physician heals, nature makes well.
Say that. Do that again.
The only physician heals, nature makes well.
I don't get it.
No, it was obviously...
So what's the point?
Well, it just means that the nature will make you... I don't know. I don't think the person who wrote it spoke English.
Okay, here's mine. You are never bitter, deceptive, or petty.
Bullshit.
Bullshit! Because we may say things about society and all that other sort of stuff, but I'm telling you, I'm no angel. I've done probably not good things, but we want to kind of talk about just beneath the surface and some stuff that may be hopefully entertaining, maybe discomfort.
Was I not supposed to eat while we were talking?
No, it doesn't matter.
I couldn't wait.
But anyway, that's it, my friends. We hope you tune in next time for
Just Beneath the Surface.
That's us.